Es ist dem Feind gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen. Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jodl, Krebs und Butter. Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer schickt Sie, dass wir wagen?
Woo! And we're back. Week 2, Rob. We had a tough matchup ourselves here. I just want to get that out of the way, make sure there's no hard feelings.
Hey, great game.
Two competitors. But excited to get here today and chat with everybody a little bit more.
Yeah, quick shout out, Holliston Panthers, 2-0.
2-0,
Just beat Lincoln
climbing up the
Sudbury, 13th in the
Massachusetts
state.
rankings.
Keep going, boys. Yeah,
That's
climbing.
great. It's exciting.
As always.
So, second week in a row, we're going to start it off with some studs and duds. Unfortunately, I had none of them on my team.
Unfortunately, I could have had a few duds.
Yeah. We won't get into Stephon Diggs on the bench. I know that's a little tough right now. Starting off with Matt Forte, Thursday night, opened it up. 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you had Matt Forte, you probably won this week. I think it's safe to say.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Also, if you had one of the Benjamin boys, Travis or Kelvin, Travis putting up 6 for 115 and 2 TDs, while Kelvin himself 7 for 108 and 2 also.
Not too shabby there. Duds. This was a good week for duds. A lot of injuries this week.
Yeah.
Mike Healy's boy, T.Y. Hilton, going to kick it off. Healy's taken T.Y. Hilton about 13 years in a row, I think. He put up 4 points.
You got to also look over to Carlos Hyde. West Coast guy, not the best game. 30 yards, no TDs.
And then a lot of people's first pick overall, Antonio Brown. You had to start him.
This was a kind of a shocker.
Slow 3.9 points this week. So that was a tough one.
It was a lot, though. There was a lot of crap this week. There was a lot of
low scores on the fantasy.
A lot of low scores, but also just a lot of injuries.
Yeah. Danny Woodhead, grittiest player in the league. That's a torn ACL.
Adrian Peterson,
that's an MCL. Yep. And that's just overall tough week for the running back community.
Yeah.
Moving on to best bench. So talked about it a little bit last week. Best benches, is it a good award to get? Or is it kind of like, hey, I kind of fucked up this week?
It's kind of both.
Yeah? I guess it depends.
I think it depends. I mean, last week it turned out really well for this one individual.
Tommy O'Loughlin had the most points scored and had the most points left on the bench.
Right, and then jump into week 2.
Quick fast forward.
Quick jump into week 2 where Tommy didn't look so good.
No.
And that bench hurt him. Those extra points could have been done to salvage the W.
On the bench.
65. Close to what Andrew
put up as a
total score. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, and that's actually a good segue, Rob. That's going to lead us right into worst loss of the week.
Tough one.
Andrew Kindy put up a measly 70 total points on his way to a blowout by Mike Healy.
It stings when Healy romps one on someone.
Yeah, one of the last kids you want to see with a 2-0 record. Just like, a kid that runs marathons a lot. typically a little weird, a little out there. Don't like to see them get out to a quick start.
All legs.
That's it. That's it.
All legs and nuts.
And Rob, this one might sting a bit. We actually have you marked down. I don't know if this is a technical error from the booth, but we've got you marked down here for worst loss.
What? I don't think we're reading that one right. Yeah, dude. Considering I had the worst Sunday night of football you could have,
Probably of all
team
time.
mismanagement. You mean unpredictable? I couldn't have predicted Stiggs to
It's a tough one. Sam
go
Bradford,
for
first
183.
game in a Vikings jersey. That's tough.
It's Bradford.
To set the stage a little bit, Rob Bowles was down 5.5 points leading into Sunday night's matchup between the Vikings and the Packers. He had Adrian Peterson and Eddie Lacy left to play, while I only had Jordan Matthews in the Monday game.
As everyone knows,
Yeah, they combined for 7.6 points, and Jordan Matthew wrapped it up for me pretty nicely on the Monday game.
put a bow on it for you.
It's great. I mean, hey, no longer
I
in
gave
last
that
place.
one.
Yeah,
No
and
longer
that was
last place.
It was a big friendship move on your part.
We
Can't
watched
be-
football all day Sunday. We had a
It was
sort of like an agreement that most
Mhm.
likely I had it wrapped up.
When I left here at around
But-
6 p.m., it definitely looked like I was gonna be 0-2 for worst record in the league.
Don't count your eggs
No,
before they hatch.
no, you never know.
Got to move on. That's what we do here.
Yep. So just going through a couple of quick recaps of some of the other games. Henry, Jigs Tuna got a nice W.
Yep.
1-1.
Yep.
Fucking Healy with the W.
Yep. As we already talked about.
I'm going to do this a little bit. Self shout out here. Great job, Dave. Way to battle adversity. Fight last place. Would have been easy for me to pack it in. Stuck through it.
You're a warrior.
Yeah.
It was impressive to see.
Every once in a while, you got to pat
I'll
yourself
take one on the chin for that. Forbesy with a nice win to get back to 500. Brands absolutely, again, kind of sticking it to Woodshed a little.
Sticking it.
Something that Brands has probably had some practice at back in the old Rivers locker room days.
That I can guarantee.
We probably can all imagine what happened there. And finally, Vinegar Strokes, a.k.a. AJ, a.k.a. McMuffin, a.k.a. Baby J, squeaks by Costello. Thanks to that Arizona defense with 23 points. Costello, that's got a sting.
That stings. Not as much as your privates probably, but that's for
More
for a
of that
different
to come.
segment. That's for a different segment. But it does feel good to finally have the Thailand guys getting a loss. Would have
One of
sucked
them,
if
yeah.
both of them were 2-0.
Brands though, putting on a little show.
I'm not worried. He's gonna fade out. He's gonna fade out.
We'll see.
Certainly
A
hope
lot
so.
of whiskey. They do have a strong wolf pack over there, though.
More of that coming soon. So gonna looking into next week. Couple of big matchups to look for. Big battle versus Tommy O'Laughlin and Costello. Both teams coming off tough losses after looking spectacular in week 1. Tommy looks to be the early favorite there by about 3.5 points.
And I'll take this one, Dave, because I am going to try to take down the Thailand wonder himself, Brandon Bigelow, 2-0. We're starting to get nicknames over here. We're thinking the Thailand Princess would be a good way to go.
Sticking over
I don't
here.
know. We love you, Brands. Also, want to give Brands a huge birthday shout out. We
Big
wish we were
shout out.
there.
Love
Looks
you,
like
bud.
you guys celebrated if like we were. So, but I'm looking to hand you your first loss.
Yeah, and then
And last, yeah.
finally, a little in-house rivalry here between myself and Andrew. He's currently favored by 6 points. I still feel confident. I'll spot him 10, and I think I'll get the W there. Coming off a rough week, can't see him bouncing back mentally and or physically from that one.
You got to play head games.
Oh, I have been.
This is where you start pitching tents
Oh,
early.
yeah.
Get
Oh,
him
yeah.
thinking. Get him, off on his lineup.
Yeah, he's got boiled eggs under his sheets right now. He's got open cans of
Headdress at night.
tuna fish somewhere hidden. I can deal with the smell. I know where it is. He does not.
Excellent. Well, again, competitor that you are,
Yeah, I'm
we
going to take
want to
everything.
congratulate all the winners and losers. Let's get back at it next
Yep.
week. We got this.
And now, for everybody's favorite segment,
I think what
Let's-
everyone's been waiting for.
let's talk Thailand.
I love talking Thailand.
It's one of my favorite things to do. When I look forward to Tuesdays, it's talking Thailand
It's
Tuesdays.
talking Thailand Tuesdays.
Just to start off, from a weather perspective, want to give it all the listeners at home who might not be able to experience Thailand themselves, but want to figure out, what's the climate like? What if I did want to go? For the second straight week, we're looking at pretty consistent thunderstorms. Heat of 90 degrees. Now, none of us in the room are meteorologists, but just after glancing at weather.com for 2 or 3 times and searching for Thailand, I think it's safe to say the weather's not going to change in Thailand at all.
Looking pretty consistent.
Yep.
Muggy and filled with booze, alcohol, and regrets.
Just what you'd expect.
So,
Do we want to do pictures? Do we want to do quotes first?
not a lot of quotes, guys. We were hoping there'd be a little bit more material for us here. We can't do it all on our own. The one that we do have, it kind of hurt us a little bit, right? Didn't this sting a little bit?
I think I looked at it 5 or 6 separate times.
I personally did take this one to heart because, we've known Tim and Brands for a long time, along with some other people, most people in this league. And, this, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is the greatest day of my life.
That one's from Tim Costello.
That's Tim. And, I've had some pretty incredible days with you boys.
Awesome afternoons, awesome days. That
Weeks,
one hit.
months, years. I guess just the day in Thailand.
Sure. I
is-
guess one boat ride and
a couple beers is just where that stands.
And the second one.
So, we have one more.
We have one more. This is a bonus one. So
right.
as I'm sure.
We had to do a little digging for this one.
Yeah. So
we talked to a source. Actually, we can't name who it is, but over in Thailand.
That's rule 1 of sources.
It's
you
not-
can't name them.
It's not who you think it would be.
So as I'm sure anybody with Snapchat or Facebook or really any form of social media probably saw, the Thailand boys decided to get some tattoos this week, starting with the butt. So this is a direct quote from Brands in regards to getting the butt tattooed. And let me just make sure I can read this quickly. Quote, "This is the second most painful thing that's happened to my ass since I've got here."
Unquote.
End quote. Direct quote from Brands. Like I said, we're not ones to give up our sources, but it makes you think.
Yeah. The wolf pack grows stronger.
It certainly does. And Rob, you've got some pictures, I believe, you want to walk us through. We'll talk about a little bit.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think we can. So this one, I think it should just start out. It was your birthday. If we can get this going here, I should turn this down. All right, and it's tough to.
Turn your brightness down.
Hold on.
Technical difficulties. It's only week 2 here. We're gonna see some more improvements once we move into our studio.
Yeah, we're working
just
at
working
a,
on the kinks a little bit here.
At a low speed
Yeah,
right
there it is.
now. I think we've gotten this
Oh,
managed.
yeah. Now we're talking.
So, as we can see, we've got Brands' new addition. 1 of 2 secret little ones there. The boys can know about. We'll all see it, hopefully, if they return.
Ooh, sneak preview of the last piece. So let's dive into this here, Rob. What does that say?
This says, fun stuff happens in Thai bathrooms.
Sure it does.
So, is this the fun stuff that happens? It looks like we got a 15-year-old Norwegian girl without a top on.
Which is pretty normal for Thailand. From what I've heard, you can have topless women around.
Yeah.
So it's great to see that they found one who's not only topless, but it looks to be shaved.
Clean from the eyebrows down.
Sure.
Tough to see here. This is even on my phone. Two beautiful Yugoslavian prostitutes.
Good to see from a change of pace from last week. No.
Here's the big mystery that we
Yeah.
haven't really been able to figure out. This is the funny version of Tim and Brands. Now, is it a mugshot? Like, what were they, passport photos? What are we missing?
If I know the two
The
of them,
caption is "fuck it, mugshot." So
if I know the two of them, it's probably a mugshot.
yeah, I'm gonna hope it's a passport.
Stemming from the picture we just looked at.
Yeah,
here.
this is also "fuck you guys."
Yeah,
Tough
this
day
is
at the office.
This is a tough one to get on. When did we get that? Did we get that like Friday morning?
I don't know.
Monday.
Whenever it was. Happy birthday, bud.
Good. Wait, can you go back real quick?
Oh,
Great to see
He's hydrating.
Great to see steroids are legal there too, Brands. I see the tricep definition. That's something you can't get
The
stateside.
cut into the pec there. Look at that.
Yeah, that's something.
You weren't doing that
that's
in the East.
It's something you can only get from a needle.
Hopefully, this was just
This is
passport pictures.
This is what makes me feel like it's an actual mugshot, because that's the smile of a kid who just got out of jail without butt stuff.
And that's the smile
That's
of a girl that does butt stuff.
Yeah.
Or
any stuff.
any stuff.
A lot of maybe food stuff. And yeah, I think that's what we got today for picks.
I screwed up. It was a little tough angle, but I
that
think
was
there's
talking Thailand, and now, as you know, tradition holds, what I want to do is show just one quick picture of everybody's favorite marathon runner, Mike Healy. I believe this is Halloween. I have no comment.
I don't think it was Halloween, actually. Remember, he sent this out on, it was like Thursday.
You're
It was
right.
Christmas time, but
I also think that
this is this thing.
the stash is real. So just something to think about.
This is what goes down in Chicago.
Yep. Everybody, thanks for joining
Seriously.
week 2. We will make sure to be updated. For the Thailand crew, we need more content. We need quotes. We need pictures. We need Snapchats. Also open
don't
to
be
some
scared.
guest
Send 'em.
appearances. I know we've had some people talk about it.
There's some rumblings. This may be growing a little
This
bit.
might be growing.
We
Yeah.
may have a special guest.
Tom Brady has 2 more weeks off without football. Just saying. He's out there.
He is one of many.
All right, guys.
But you'll have to tune in next week to find out.
Sure. It is
Panthers.
99 cents to subscribe on iTunes. Feel free. And
We got
see you next
t-shirts
week.
coming out soon.
Sure do.
See you, boys.